Hi everybody, this is Alchemist 2, and I'm back again with another series review. I just recently watched The Magicians. Now, I haven't read the book series by Lev Grossman, and I have the third book in the series. It's a trilogy, and I have yet to, but I absolutely love the series, and we've got Quentin Coldwater and Jules, and they literally find themselves in different mannerisms brought into Breakbill's Academy, which is an academy for wizards. And it's like Hogwarts, but really different. The students are put through a lot of trials and tribulations where they're meant to figure out certain aspects of how to survive without magic. And of course, there are different magicians. And it's interesting. And when Jules is put through her test to get out of that freezer with another fellow Breakbill's hedge witch, it's very compelling, especially when one of the headmasters brings somebody from the dead back to life, and it's actually a lot of macabre humor there, and it's really enjoyable. And one of my favorite characters is Elliot, and Elliot reveals something about himself, a very checkered part of his past, an unsavory part of his past, to Quentin. And yeah, it's very interesting, and you just feel really sorry for him. And I don't think he had a choice in the matter. He had to defend himself, and he protected himself from this bully that was just constantly tormenting him. And unfortunately, he took his life. He was only 14. Yeah, it's interesting how Quentin, he makes a drastic mistake, and he brings this beast in from another realm, and you can't see his face. It's just covered in moths, and he's just this terrible, sinister force, and he paralyzes the room in a spell that stops time. But it's this series is really quite stirring and imaginative and different than anything I've ever seen, and I actually can't recommend it more than what I'm doing right now. It's absolutely sensational. It is nothing short of mesmerizing. If you like anything that deals with magicians and magic and enchantments, and it's different because it's more realistic than, say, Hogwarts. So, well, Hogwarts dealt with its good versus evil, and this is kind of along the gray lines. Uh, this episode was exceptional, and it was just absolutely magnificent. It was called The Power of Magic, and I'm interested in seeing what happens next. And Quentin almost got himself expelled from Breakbills, but yeah, and rightfully so. With what another fellow classmate, he was they were in a confrontation, and he had actually ratted him out, and I thought, why would you do that? You're terrible. You're a jerk. You're the worst. But the other student, I think, has some tendencies to fly off the handle a little bit. But I like the characters. I love all the characters, and I especially like Elliot. Elliot is very, very cute. Elliot actually reminds me of Aridin from Homestuck. I don't know why. I guess maybe a little bit of Cronus too, because he's a chain smoker, but maybe it's because he killed somebody. But Aridin, he didn't have a choice in the matter. Elliot, he didn't have a choice in the matter either. Come to think of it, he was being ostracized by this bully, and he fought back. And of course, he feels a sense of guilt and loss about it. But he transformed himself, and what he says is really quite takes you aback when he says magic doesn't come from talent; it comes from pain, and it's completely different than what you're used to. But it's just the whole idea of the entire series. It just, you get lost in it, and it is nothing short of stellar, and I can't begin to recommend it any higher than what I do. It's phenomenal. Check it out. It's on Sci-Fi.